audience. All right, well, when's the last time you picked up a good book and read it? Well, according to a new report, for some in San Antonio, the task of doing so may not be that easy due to illiteracy. Well, State Representative Joaquin Castro is all over it. And Fred Hagerman from First Mark Credit Union are here to talk about a book drive and campaign that you're fired up about. Good to see you, State Rep. Mr. Hagerman, thank you for being here. I love State Representative Joaquin Castro that you are on the bandwagon for this, because we have seen that when you are out and about in the community, things happen. And I love that, and I applaud you for that. Let's talk about this campaign, S.A. Reads. Tell us about it, how did it get started?
It started about 6 years ago, and it really is a citywide literacy and reading awareness campaign to combat the city's high rate of illiteracy. And this year we've picked up some wonderful partners, First Mark Credit Union, San Antonio Youth Centers, and some wonderful bookstores, Half Price Books and Barnes & Noble, who have committed to help out and raise books for this.
Fantastic. Now, I've got to admit, when I heard about the report that San Antonio has some issues with regard to illiteracy, I was surprised. Were you guys surprised to hear that?
Absolutely. Our challenges with regard to literacy are very deep. You know, we rank in the last quartile of major metropolitan areas when it comes to literacy.
Wow.
And so we've got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. Well, Fred, you and First Mark jumped on board and said we want to be a part of this as a corporate partner. Tell us why.
Well, First Mark Credit Union started as San Antonio Teachers Credit Union back in the 30s. So as teachers, education, literacy are real important to our membership. But these people who have challenges with reading, they've fallen out of the regular education stream. So they've dropped out of school. They can't get back into school. And we need other resources in the community to help deal with the problem. So it's a big, big issue for us. And it's something that impacts the whole community.
Yeah, and hats off to your corporation for saying we want to, jump on this as an influential, business in the community. Tell us a little bit about how many books have been distributed, where they've gone, how many, people have gotten their hands on them.
Well, we started about 6 years ago, and in those 6 years, we've raised about 130,000 books.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah. We've distributed them to probably over 100 schools in about 6 or 7 school districts throughout San Antonio, and with the help of First Mark and San Antonio Youth Centers and all of our other partners, I think this year will be even bigger.
Yeah, and we mentioned at the top of the show that we have students here from the School for the Visually Impaired who are involved in, trying to get their own books together, and this is the kind of impact we see that it affects young people directly.
Absolutely.
And when they start getting involved in literacy at a young age, they stay connected to it.
That's right.
Okay, so I got to ask you guys this. Favorite books?
Oh, wow, you surprised me with that question.
Right, I just wondering.
Probably one of my favorite books, or some of my favorite books, are any books by an author named David Foster Wallace, who's a contemporary American writer.
And what's his genre? He does contemporary American. But
it's a little bit quirky, a little bit odd, but he wrote mostly in the 80s and 90s and in this decade.
Yeah.
So.
Fred, how about you? Anything?
Well, I was thinking, my mother started me on the Winnie the Pooh story.
Yeah, you got to go to the good old fashioned.
Go all the way back to Winnie the Pooh.
Yes.
Right? But, I like all sorts of crime writers. I like all sorts of fiction and nonfiction. So my problem is finishing books. I got 5 on the go at the same time.
You guys are busy guys. I'd imagine it's not easy to get a book completed in record time. Now, what can people do? Are there any libraries that we know of or schools that need books? Ways we can get involved, State Rep?
With the book drive, if you've got new or gently used books around the house, you can drop them off at any First Mark Credit Union location across the city. We're collecting books all summer. It's really important that businesses get involved. Literacy affects, our future. It promotes unemployment, poverty, and high crime. So we've got to address this issue, or San Antonio's in trouble.
San Antonio is in trouble. Okay. If you'd like to be a part of it, if your company or organization wants to be a part of this fantastic movement and donate a book or purchase a book, that's the phone number where you can get that done. 210-684-6896. Or go to the website. Check them out, literacysanantonio.com. Mayor Castro, Joaquin, State Representative. See, I'm looking at you. State Representative Joaquin Castro, Fred Hagerman with First Mark. Thank you so much. I got to find something distinctive. Got to find out what that is.
No wedding ring.
Okay, this is how we distinguish the mayor from the state rep. No wedding ring. All right, that's an easy one. Thank you. That's an easy one.